9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Just got back from a camping trip. Got rained out for a couple days. Took my telescope. I was planning on doing some photography with it. Take some pictures of probably Saturn, maybe the moon, but it was overcast. Like I said, it rained most of the time. Took some flashlights. I was going to use it as an opportunity to also do some flashlight reviews. As you can see, I need to get caught up. I've also got quite a few on order, and some people have also donated some lights that I just haven't got around to. But these are some of the ones I have right now that I'm going to try and get to. This is a bullet light, keychain light. It was like $2 on eBay. Not very bright, but it is useful. The idea behind it was I was going to put it in my lens kit here for my telescope. Either way, this is what we're going to be reviewing today. This is the Defiant 500 lumen utility light, and we'll look at it today. Pretty neat, very bright, but I do have some issues with it. This is a husky light, really neat. I'll get to that next, I think. It's got two LEDs in it, a cob ring, and also your primary LED. Really neat light. I'm impressed with it. This is Bushnell, I believe 1300 lumens. Rechargeable flashlight. Really bright, super neat. This was given to me by my friend Russell, and I appreciate that. This is a little Defiant pin light. I have reviewed these before about 3 years ago. Home Depot put them out again 2017 Black Friday. And I noticed that the lumens went up on them, not much, and they're just such neat lights for cheap. This was a 3-pack for like $8, and you can't beat it. I'll review that. This is a little, don't you do it. This is a little Dollar Tree light, and believe it or not, I use this quite a bit on my camping trip. The battery life is excellent, and it outbeats a lot of these other lights for some reason. So I was impressed with it. I'm not big on Dollar Tree lights, but I will review that just because it is really a neat light. It's a little Energizer weather ready. Pretty neat. Excellent battery life on that as well. And this is a little cheap. It is a brand, but I can't remember. I kept the paperwork with it, and it was kind of an impulse buy, but it is pretty neat. And anyway, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into this thing. Like I said, this is the Defiant 500 lumen utility light. I got it at Home Depot on Black Friday 2017 for $12.97. And it's been a great light, really neat design. It runs on 4 AA's. It comes with 4 AA's. I've already ran through those pretty quickly. It has one mode. Let's go ahead and turn it on. Very bright. I'll dim the lights and kind of show you what this thing looks like here in a minute. So like I said, 500 lumens. It's rated for 4 hours of runtime. That's the biggest issue I have with this light. It doesn't really seem to matter what type of batteries you put in here, Energizer, Duracell, even some rechargeables, which I would recommend because this thing kind of eats through batteries. You're not going to get the 4 hours. It will be running at 4 hours, but it's so dim at that point it's useless. Really, maybe an hour and a half to 2 hours is going to be useful light coming out of here. So that's not terrible, but it's certainly not 4 hours, and I'm just kind of let down by that, so I wanted to go ahead and point it out. You do have 15 meters of range on this light. This is a area light, and it lights up a very large area very effectively, so it's good for working on things like a car, power outages. I don't know if I would use this necessarily for a power outage situation. Just the fact that there's so many lumens coming out of here only on 4 AA's, it doesn't really seem to run that long. Let's go over pros and cons, and then I'm going to go ahead and dim the lights and we'll look at this thing. Pros, it is an awesome work light. Just a really neat design. I'm not saying there's any flaws with the design, but it is a sharp looking flashlight, good looking product. Most people that see this are just instantly like, what is it? It doesn't really look like any type of flashlight or lantern or anything, but it is a neat design. I do like that. You do have this multi-angle pivoting arm. You could carry this and point it in front of you if you need to. originally what I bought this light for was, and I have used it and it works great when I do this, is I would tie some paracord to this arm here and throw it over a tree limb and hoist it up about 20 foot in the air and just leave it on at a campsite. And it provides enough light for the entire campsite. The downfall to that is, I didn't know at the time, is it does not run for 4 hours. So it was kind of pointless. It does work great for that, but you're basically just lowering it back down and putting more batteries in after 2 hours. So would I use it for that? Not again, but it does work great. Okay, the cons, I think I already started on the cons, didn't I? Anyway, like I said, biggest one, eats through batteries, don't care for it. And it's just kind of awkward to hang, don't care for that. They could have easily put a hinge here to where this piece kind of folded down and made it into a carabiner type of handle to where you could easily slip something under here and make it a little bit easier to hang, but it's not that difficult to tie a rope to the handle. I'm just saying that's some of the things I would have changed. And while we're on that topic, one other thing I probably would have changed is to move this to the top or one of the sides or something, but not the back. It just makes it a little awkward to turn it off and on. But anyway, let's go ahead and look at this thing in the dark. Alright, so that wall there is 10 foot away, and I have it just basically sitting in my hand right now. I'm just going to kind of walk around in the house. You can easily point this thing straight up at the ceiling and it pretty much lights up any room you put it in. Or I like to really just point it down and it kind of lights the whole room up. You can hang it from a ceiling fan or put it on a shelf or whatever you want. Okay, this hallway here. That back wall there is 30 foot away. Just gonna kind of walk around. It is daylight outside, so not really getting the full effect. We'll use this hallway in here, and I'll just kind of back up. There. Okay, back a little bit up. I mean, it's pretty much lining that whole entry hallway up very nicely. I think one of the other things that I probably would have added to this light is definitely some sort of magnetize the back of it to where you could have easily stuck it to a tailgate or something. It would have made it just a lot more functional, a lot nicer of a light, give you a little bit more options with it. But anyway, that's pretty much all I got. I do recommend it. It's great for the price. It just does eat through batteries. If that's not a problem for you, definitely get this light. If it is, I totally understand. But this has been my review of the Defiant 500 lumen utility light, and I hope you found it useful. Thanks for watching.